Time to buy the dip on the Venezuelan real estate market. Today we discuss.
Welcome to Venezuela Insider, the only place in Venezuela for expats, digital nomads, entrepreneurs, investors, travelers, and related internationals. For more information, venezuelainsider.com.
We have seen on the past semester that Venezuela is technically on a recession, a close to 7% GDP recession. However, the next semester is poised to be positive. There is a very good sentiment amongst Venezuelan entrepreneurs for the second half of the year. And since, it's, of course, it's a correction, let's call it. Remember, the Venezuelan GDP grew 10% on 2021 and 10% on 2022. So a healthy correction wasn't out of place. However, the real estate market is taking it not as a contraction, just a slowdown. Remember, usually the real estate market is slower to respond than the rest of the overall economy. So is now the time to buy real estate in Venezuela? Well, the answer is maybe. Here's what happens. We had, of course, a collapse on GDP and 80% from 2013 to 2018. Actually, the bottom technically regarding GDP was on 2020, and 2021 started growing again. However, it stabilizes on 2018. Now, on the real estate market, prices were sky high on 2013, 2014, 2016, 2017 maybe. The market started, you see some panic. You see, the typical phrase, blood on the streets. On 2017 was not just a metaphor. And 2018, late 2018 was the bottom of the Venezuelan real estate market. After that, a lot of things propelled the market back then. First, we had what we call the Guaidó effect on early 2019, that this politician of the opposition that self-proclaimed the president of Venezuela and was supported by the United States. Well, that's another thing. But also on late 2018 is when the people they just abdicated selling on a high price, and that's where everything collapsed and prices. You saw a lot of movement, a lot of closures on the real estate market, and that's where the real market, the real prices were discovered. So on 2018 and early 2019, you saw very good prices, and at the moment the market just spiked up on price. Was a lot of movement, and that stagnated by late 2018 and early 2020. Of course, we had COVID. That year, the market just chopped. And of course, the situation, although in Venezuela, regarding economics, the situation didn't impact that much. The Venezuelan economy didn't collapse because it was already collapsed by itself. So it was not a big deal. And on 2021, start to grow back again, talking the real estate market as well. And on 2022, you saw a lot of high prices. Depending on the market, of course, each regional market is different. 2023, you saw prices that were a little bit insanely high, a little bit. And right now we are in a situation very strange, because depending on not only on the regional markets, on the most attractive regional markets, but also on the tranches of the market is when you see a lot of crazy prices. But when a property is fairly valued and is on a reasonable price for the actual context of Venezuela right now, is when you see that it sells pretty quickly. We're seeing as well that the Venezuelan market, of course, the most important regional markets, are getting hot regarding international investors. Main cities like Caracas, east side of Caracas, of course, the main capital, the main city in Venezuela and the capital, you're seeing some crazy prices over there, especially on the nice areas, and also in other major markets. So now, it's time to buy? Well, maybe these markets are getting hot, maybe are on a risk of gentrification, like we saw on Mexico City. We are seeing in other places in Mexico, of course, also on Medellin, Colombia, on Panama City, Panama, and many other markets in Latin America, and let alone markets like, for instance, Dubai. That, of course, that's a different animal. So the moment to buy, well, if you are thinking on buying a property in Venezuela, that, well, probably it won't be cheaper on the future and on the long run if Venezuela, of course, the real estate market is very tied to the oil production in Venezuela that at some moment, just a decade ago, was around 3 million barrels of crude oil per day. It bottomed on 2020 at 400,000. Right now, we're close to 800,000. So that spread has been impacting the current real estate market. And if the oil prices, but also the oil production in Venezuela increase significantly, yes, the market is going to be way, way high. And not only with the demand, the aggregated demand from Venezuelans, but also for internationals. And lastly, if some further oil investments are done in the country, we have many multinationals reinvesting on the country, so that demands a lot of real estate, of course, but of course other major areas on the oil industry. So the prices are going to keep spiking and spiking. And also lately, Venezuela is on the radar of many real estate speculators and investors.
Thank you for watching Venezuela Insider. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on social media. If you want to work with us, VenezuelaInsider.com. Thanks again and have a nice day.